Welcome to the Repugen Podcast, where we transform patient care.
Welcome back to another episode of the Repugen Podcast. I'm Jennifer.
And I'm John.
Today we're covering 89% of patients check reviews before booking. So why are most practices still treating this as optional?
Yeah, it's such a critical topic right now.
It really is. I mean, think about it. You probably wouldn't even buy a cheap $20 phone charger online if it only had like 5 reviews.
Right, definitely not.
But then you use that exact same logic to choose the surgeon who's going to operate on your knee. So today we are doing a deep dive into the 2026 Repugen study to look at why a practice's online reputation is now the ultimate decision maker for you, the patient.
Well, to understand why patients are so obsessed with reviews, we first have to look at the fact that healthcare is just, inherently risky.
Oh, yeah. It's terrifying, honestly.
Exactly. You're trusting a literal stranger with your well-being. So according to the study, 89% of patients now use online reviews as social proof.
Like a safety net.
Yeah, to mitigate that massive uncertainty, especially if a personal referral just isn't available to you.
It feels like the total Amazonification of healthcare, right? We rely on strangers' opinions for everything. But, here is my issue with treating a doctor like a product. If I'm looking for a provider and I see a flawless 5-star rating with 0 negative feedback, I instantly assume it's fake.
Oh, you think they're bot reviews?
Yeah, a perfect score in medicine just doesn't feel realistic to me at all.
Well, you are definitely not alone there. The data actually backs that instinct up mathematically.
Wait, really?
Yeah, the study reveals that 56.8% of patients actively prefer a 4.5-star provider who has, say, over 1,000 reviews.
Over the perfect score.
Right, over a 4.9-star provider with only 25 reviews. This is a statistical concept known as Bayesian trust.
Okay, what is the actual mechanism behind that, though? Because intuitively, you'd think people just want the highest number possible.
So think of it like evaluating a local restaurant. If one person tells you the food is incredible, you might just assume they're like best friends with the chef.
Right, or their mom wrote the review.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But if 1,000 people say it's pretty good, the sheer volume of data corrects for outliers, fake reviews, and personal biases. You trust the slightly lower, imperfect average because a massive volume of real humans makes the data stable. High review volume basically proves authenticity in a way a perfect score can't.
So the volume essentially proves real life is actually happening at that clinic.
Exactly.
But even if a doctor achieves that perfect Bayesian balance, say 4.5 stars with 1,000 reviews, that trust has a shelf life. Like, you can't just coast on a mountain of reviews from 3 years ago.
Oh, absolutely not. Volume has to be paired with recency. 66% of patients judge providers based on how fresh the reviews are, right alongside that average rating.
Wow, 66%.
Yeah. And since 80% of patients have visited some kind of healthcare provider in the last quarter, there is this constant perishable supply of new experiences happening.
Which means practices can't just casually remember to ask for a review when a patient seems happy. They need a strict deadline, right?
Yes. The key to fixing this optional mindset is implementing automated triggers 24 to 72 hours post-visit.
Because the experience is still fresh in the patient's mind?
Exactly. But beyond just timing, the messaging has to adapt to who you're asking because different demographics assess risk differently. For instance, men tend to rely heavily on quick quantitative star ratings.
Just the numbers.
Yeah, whereas women are diving much more into the written narratives.
What's driving that split, though? Why the difference in how they look at the exact same profile?
It comes down to what they prioritize for risk mitigation. Men often look for rapid consensus. The aggregate star score provides a fast, binary check on general competence. But women, who historically navigate a healthcare system where their pain or symptoms are more frequently dismissed.
Oh, that is so true.
Right, so they use the written narratives to gauge things the stars just don't show, like bedside manner, empathy, and whether a doctor actually listens.
That makes total sense. You're looking for proof of feeling heard, not just a rubber stamp of approval.
Yeah, and age plays a massive role in risk assessment, too. The 45 to 60 age demographic relies on online reviews the most out of anyone, at 86%.
Wow. Why that group specifically?
Because this group is often transitioning into managing chronic conditions, so the medical stakes are higher and their need for reassurance peaks.
It's wild to think about it this way, but a lack of recent reviews isn't just neutral. To you, the patient, it's actively negative.
Oh, definitely.
If a clinic's last review was 8 months ago, you immediately wonder, like, did the staff turn over? Has the quality of care dropped? It creates a perceived gap in quality where there should be total confidence.
The absence of current feedback does as much damage as negative feedback. Which brings up an interesting angle for us to think about as consumers.
What's that?
Well, next time you choose a highly rated healthcare provider online, consider this. Are you actually finding the medically best doctor? Or are you just finding the one with the most efficient 48-hour automated feedback loop? Thanks for listening to the Refugium Podcast, your path to better healthcare.